Hello, my patriot and militia friends! Good buddy MrRashBone's back with you again today, and today we have a very exciting show for everyone. Now, I know a large number of my viewing audience loves to read books. MrRashBone is also a connoisseur of book reading, and he loves to read all sorts of different kinds of books. You know, reading books improves your memory and it makes you a smarter human being. Now, I would also like to say that I know that there are some of you out there that do not know how to read books and cannot put letters together to form words. This video will not be for you, but I will make a video for you somewhere down the line about picture books, where you can look at the pictures and know what's going on. MrRashBone used to love picture books when he was a small child. And admittedly, MrRashBone still has some of those lovely picture books from long, long ago. I sometimes peruse them when I'm pooping on the toilet, and it sometimes even still gives me a little giggle or a chuckle. But for today's video, my friends, it's going to be for those of you that know how to read very well and can read small print in large books with many, many words. Now, some of you are probably asking yourselves, MrRashBone, your channel isn't really about books at all. It's more about the end times and lizard people and the Anunnaki who are coming down from planet Naboo to destroy our planet and all of the people on it. What are you doing reading books? Well, my friend, please don't be alarmed by my book review video here today. This book review has everything to do with the end times and scary bastards that are going to sneak into your bed at night and claw your eyes out. Now one might say, well, MrRashBone, you're probably going to show us some survival books and how-to books to help us to take down these bastards. Well, my friends, I do love survival books and how-to books as well, but today is going to be different. And why is that? Well, my friends, we can't always be preparing 24 hours a day. That makes MrRashBone and I'm sure a lot of you very, very stressed out. So we need to take some time for ourselves every now and then. So I've gathered up some books that are fictional in nature, but they directly correspond to what we are doing. Reading fiction sometimes is good for the brain, so we don't have to worry about all the horrible things that are coming. We can take a little vacation to fairyland to read a fictional book every now and then, and it will help us calm down, and it will make us even more of a threat to the nasty bastards that are coming for us in the middle of the evening hours. You know how you are when you're all stressed out. You're all tense, and you can't move as quickly because your muscles are all constricted in, and if you try to move very quickly, you might just trip and fall down and break your head open on a large rock. Reading fictional books can ease that tension and kind of limber you up so you're much faster and you can take action against bastards every time they come towards you. So let's just begin. I've talked way too much. We're just going to look at 4 of my favorite books today, and I'm going to tell you why I picked them for the Militia and Patriot member and the other awake people out there in the audience who are watching my video at this very moment in time. The first one we're going to start with is called Prophecy. Now, why do you think that I would have you read this book called Prophecy? Well, my friends, think about it hard and long. Bible prophecy is everywhere, and the Bible says that we're all going to hell in a handbasket. We're going to be raped by all the angels and dragged down into the dirt, and then stabbed with holy hearts, and then laughed at as we bleed to death on the ground. That's why reading this book, Prophecy, is very good for you. It tells you all sorts of scary things. Not all of them are true because it is a fictional book, but oh my goodness, it gives you other ideas for things that might happen that haven't happened yet and nobody knows about. one part in this book that talks about large worms traveling very quickly, wearing tennis shoes and carrying tennis rackets around, and they're very sharp and they'll chop your heads off with them. I'm sure that nobody thought of that one before, but it could happen, my friends. I can only imagine how frightened I would be if a large worm with tennis shoes came running at me very quickly with a sharp tennis racket. I would probably poop myself again. But this gives you a look into the scary details of things that could happen that haven't happened yet. And that damned worm is only one of the things they talk about. It's very, very frightening. So get this book. It's called Prophecy. It's very old. Another very touching and lovely book that MrRashBone has read numerous times is called Kiss Daddy Goodbye. Now, I'll explain why I decided to show you this one today. As the end time gets closer, my friends, more and more of the men of the family are going to be taking to arms and running out their door as quickly as possible, wearing their ski masks and camouflage and having ammo belts all over them, guns hanging off of them, and they're going to look very scary, and they're going to be chasing down lizard people and other horrible beasts in the woods to save us all from the end-time rapture that's coming. So, for all of you children out there, I would say that you should read this book called Kiss Daddy Goodbye, because Daddy may not be coming home. Daddy may be bleeding to death on a large tree limb in the forest after the lizards have disemboweled him and taken his pocket change and gone to the arcade to play Space Invaders or something. It's very frightening to think about. Your daddy may not come home, children. But we will remember your daddy as a very good man, trying to stand up for freedom and the destruction of the lizard people and other bastards. So, read this book, it's very good, and kiss your daddy goodbye tonight because he may not be coming home tomorrow. Now, let's move on to the next book. You know, MrRashBone is a very military-minded man. You all know that. And I'm sure that a lot of you think that I am just a crazy Attila the Hun type of a Patriots member who goes out and stabs and beats bastards down with no mercy. While in most cases this is true, my friends, I must say that I do have a big heart as well, and you know, sometimes I just want to get this book and cry for the strangers. You know, every now and then it's okay to cry for the strangers. Every now and then when I'm chasing lizard people down, I often shed a tear right before I stab their nasty green bodies with my steely beast of a sword. And then as I'm throwing them off a cliff or burning their reptilian bodies into a massive charcoaly hell, I sometimes shed another tear for the little bastards. So that's why I picked this book, you know, because it's always good to cry for a stranger before you strangulate them and hang them from a tree. Or whatever other way you like to do it, of course, but have a little bit of a heart when you're taking the bastards down, and give a little tear for them, cry for them. Very good book. All of the books that I'm reviewing today are wonderful books, and I've obviously told you why. Now, the final book, one of my all-time favorites. It's a very interesting book, and it's very, very important for every militia and patriot member and awake person out there to read. I can't stress this enough to you, because this book in particular really drives home the point that the strangers are watching you. And they are watching you, my friends. The strangers are everywhere. They're in your bushes. They're riding your bicycle late at night when they steal it out of your garage and they're driving back and forth across your windows, looking in as they drive by, and then looking in again as they drive by. And then they crawl up onto your roof and they listen down your chimney to hear if they can hear you breathing. And the strangers, if they hear you breathing, they will jump down your chimney and then they will surprise you when you're eating your dinner, and then they will scratch your throats out and do other horribly nasty things to you. So, get this lovely book, because a stranger is watching you, my friends. I can almost guarantee you that a stranger is watching you right now. Don't look out your windows, though, because if you find it that a stranger is out there peering in the windows at you, it will make you so very frightened, and you will probably just freeze in a grotesque fashion and won't be able to move because you're so afraid. You'll try to move, but you just won't be able to go anywhere. Very frightening. Nobody wants to be frozen with fear. You know, if a stranger ever is watching you and you do become frozen with fear, the only thing you can really do is to try to change that frozen feeling to some other feeling. Now this may sound a little strange, but instead of freezing, poop yourself instead. Instead of freezing, if you poop yourself, you won't have any trouble moving, and the poop coming out of your a-hole might propel you forward towards the nasty, scary beast. And it might scare them enough to make them run off into the forest and tell their friends that that person's very dangerous because he charged me and it smelled really bad. So that's a tip for you. I know we're talking fiction here today, but I'd like to sprinkle in a few tips that will help you when the bastards come for you. Or in this case, the strangers. Because they're watching you right now. Well, my friends, I hope you enjoyed my book review. And I hope that you take up one of these books, or all of them, and read them at your leisure to de-stress yourself in these horrible economic and invasion-risked times. We don't have much time left, my friends. Between the Buru, the demon beings, the lizards, and all of the other bastards I've been teaching you about, we don't have much time left at all. We are very shortly coming on a time when we are all going to be beat on the head with large sticks and made to cry, and it is going to be a very, very sad time. So, along with reading your books and taking it easy for a while, continue to prepare and get ready for all of the bastards that are coming for you. So, my friends, I hope that this was very helpful to you, and I can't wait to talk to you very soon. Make sure that you leave comments letting me know I liked the books and if it helped you to relax at all. And let me know if there are any strangers outside your windows looking in at you as you're reading these books. Because if there's a stranger outside your window, there's probably a stranger outside of my window as well. So I will lock and load and get ready for them. Okay, my friends. Good luck to you. Enjoy the reading material that we covered today. And I shall talk to you very, very soon. God save the Republic.